Cilant Lis. We're here. Right.
Certainly.
Certain?
Alright, follow me.
A bit of a formation change. Lower level of the ruins has been blocked off by fallen rubble.
That should be far enough. But what now?
We look for another way out. Storm has to die sometime.
What happened out there? Alicia shakes her head. Windstorm, of a kind they only get in Air Glanpath. Not too many people live through them, so it's hard to know what's true. The Glanphathan word is Biawik. To them, it's the gods' way of reaping the souls of the land that couldn't find their own way out. But they'll take a living soul as soon as a dead one. Still got yours? Okay, who attacked us? Glanphathans. Those to be the hut dwellers Odema warned us about. Look to be fangs of Galawain, who are the twitchiest of the lot. They go ruin to ruin looking for fights with colonists. Poor Odema. I think he half expected this once we lost the main road. They said we trespassed in the ruins. I don't believe that. Odema would never allow it. But as much as the fangs are hotheads, and Phathans don't attack without being provoked. Either they saw something and got the wrong idea, or... She glances down the passage beyond. Or there's looters in here with us. It's not something we need right now. What about everyone else in our caravan? Kalicia's lips press together and her chin rumples. Her voice is faint. The wheels got hold of them now. She looks up. Gods grant them better luck in their next lives. Yeah, you don't seem too upset about all this. I'm not sure I want to bitch about that. We have other things to worry about at the moment. Let's get going. So, 2 paths. A trembling, sickly creature emerges from the dark, clutching a spear. Knobby elbows and thin ribs show through its scaly flesh, but you recognize it as a Xarep. It watches you cautiously, breathing in ragged sighs. Raise your arms and stand still. The creature cocks its head and approaches you, a soft clicking sound emanating from the back of its throat. The creature sniffs around you and finds nothing of interest. It steps back and resumes its defensive posture. Let's try talking to it. It's okay, I won't hurt you. The Xarep recoils, fingers still wrapped tightly around its spear. The creature cocks its head and approaches you, soft clicking sound emanating from the back of its throat. Yeah. Nothing is happening. I guess we'll slowly back away then. The Xarep watches warily as you go. So it's defending the jar. However, we don't really know what it's doing here, let alone if it's alone. So I don't see any point in trying to pick a fight immediately. We have other places to go to. The Eastern Reach is a dangerous place full of lurking enemies and carefully concealed secrets. Enable scouting mode to move stealthily and search for hidden objects like traps and secret doors. Okay. You are a stealth guy. How does this work? Left alt, right alt.
Be quiet.
Those tiles look suspicious. Let's be careful.
No shit.
Found something.
Can I disarm them? So we're earning experience out of this.
Found something.
I'm not sure if this is a great idea. These traps might be useful for us. I'll clear a path through them. I'll leave most of them. In case we have to retreat, use the traps to cause trouble.
Do you feel that? There's a draft coming through that wall. I don't hear any sign of that.
Spear spiderlings. Immune to web. No shit. Run! Run. Okay, this wasn't a terribly good idea. They clearly ignore the traps anyway. You have a second wind. No. Might as well get rid of these if they don't affect enemies. I still think it's not a bad idea to test things at this point, because this is the part where you basically lose the least if things go wrong. Right.
Hmm?
Engwithan Relief Gem. Better Journal. Torch. Just take it all. Better Journal. The small folio is torn in several places and blood has soaked into several of the sheets. One later entry is still legible, however. I can't believe my luck. A few rounds of dice and I've got my hands on a genuine Engwithan artifact. The fellow who had it said it was a pretty nothing as far as he's concerned. He's not willing to go digging in some ruins. But if he's right about this gem leading to a hidden treasure, Then that's worth sneaking past a few painted elves. I'll head to Cilant Lis in the morning. Then it's just a matter of finding this relief he was talking about. So it's a part of some other. We need to connect it to another piece of item. That's likely an exit or a entrance to a lower level. Either way, something we want to
Wait.
go to.
Do you hear that?
Oh, I did not hear that. I wonder if we could sneak here and just
How can
steal
I
the
help?
items.
What you need?
Hmm?
Scouting mode is used both for stealth and for finding hidden objects like traps and secret containers. While scouting, your character's selection circles will start to fill with yellow when a character is starting to detect them. Once the circle fills yellow, the character is suspicious and will move to investigate while the circle fills red. If the circle becomes fully red, your characters will be discovered. Character's ability to find hidden objects is based on his or her mechanic skill. Higher mechanic skill allows them to find objects at greater distance. Right. Moving toward a character accelerates how quickly they will detect you. If you actually touch the selection circle of a character with your own, you will be immediately. Go away then. Guess we're not going to evade him. Interesting. Uh, I like it very much because it gives you as a player some indication of how well you're doing, what are your chances of sneaking, and you have a realistic chance to try to successfully sneak through on the first try, not rely on some kind of a abstract dice roll, but actually sneak. Take it.
Hmm?
Huge success. Skulder Well. What is that? It's a wilder of some sort. No idea what that really means.
How can I help?
Backstab it. Skulder Meat. Skulder meat is both stringy and slimy, making it palatable to few in its raw form. It's a quest item. Touch it.
Could be a shortcut.
Yeah, it could be, but shortcut to where exactly? A crack runs along this wall from floor to ceiling. A light gust of air passes through it. Push. Despite the damage, the stone looks heavy and solid. Let's try something else. Can't do anything. How about Kaliska? Lisa pushes with all her might, and the crack begins to spread. Finally, the ancient masonry gives away. Wall crashes down, revealing a circular room ahead. Just a quick look. See if they're
I could
hostile.
scout ahead, see what's around the corner.
Yeah, that's sort of the point here. Another whelp. That all. Another passage. Probably leads here. Right. Could have bypassed the traps. Multiple whelps. Right.
What you need?
Starved scholar whelp.
What you need?
Oh? Yes?
What you need?
What is that? Some kind of a effect on it.
How can I help?
What the fuck happened?
What you need?
Okay, doesn't look like there's anything worthwhile here. Just a alternative way to get to this place. This soon looks like an extra place. Well,
How can I help?
go and take a look. More spiders. Famished spear spider. Seems like you get new information about these creatures the more you kill them.
What you need?
Yes?
What you need?
Oh shit. Need to take the dust, that's a big problem. Did you get to him immediately?
Oh?
What you need?
Spear, spider leg, whatever. Bats as large as chickens are strung in the web. That's probably outside. Bloodstone. Rapier. Hell. Doesn't seem to be any real benefit to this. Has some value. We'll take it. Right. Agate, jasper, so a couple of gems. Right. So at least we secured our way out of here already. It's more of a question of seeing what else can we find from this place.
They'll never know I'm here.
Just like the tiles.
A symbol of a patterned circle is inscribed on this pillar. An unlit brazier sits at its base. It could be lit if you had the means. Fire god. We have a torch. I think we have a couple of torches. Right.
I'll be quiet.
Do I need to have it in my hand or something?
They'll never know I'm here.
Flames kindle swiftly in the brazier, winding their way upward. Maybe you could have used this to get past this.
Hmm?
How can I help?
Hmm?
This mural must be ancient, yet the colors are still bright and vivid. It shows a procession of Ingwithans from all the Kith races, Aumaua, Elf, Orlan, Dwarf and Human. They walk among pillars similar to the ones that span this chamber, each one topped with a flame. So I guess the Kith races do mean all civilized races, basically. I just don't understand why it's mentioned that this is a Kith race. I mean, when everyone clearly is a Kith race.
How can I help?
Okay, there are dead people here.
Hmm?
A lesser black ooze, immune to blinded, dazed, frightened, prone, terrified. Good. And to be fair, it actually looks like an ooze.
Oh?
What
Oh.
you need?
Hmm?
We do have torches.
How can I help?
Ooze plasma. Pole axe. Not a pole axe, but pole axe. Two-handed slow. A decent amount of slashing damage and crushing. The great thing about this would be it uses the damage type that happens to be better in the situation. Certainly wouldn't mind having a secondary damage type.
What you need?
Probably need to get out of here fairly soon.
Muck on the wall.
Viscous and oily, this muck clings to anything it touches. A viscous lick of something dark and tar-like runs down this wall. The shapes and bulges in the ooze suggest that something lies beneath it, but you can't tell what. Use your water skin to clear off the ooze, sure. You rinse the ooze away, revealing an intricate relief of a man's face. Sunburst surrounding it has chipped away in places, but the details of his head, from the tight curls of hair to the ridges of his pointed ears, still showcase remarkable craftsmanship. One eye socket is empty, a gem fills the other. Okay, place the gem in the eye socket. The chamber begins to rumble, stray rocks dancing across the tiled floor. Finally, a large section of the wall gives way. You have lost an item, a Within Relief gem. Lesser Black Ooze. What exactly is it doing?
What you need?
Minor Cloak of Protection. Amethyst. Adra. Okay, what does a Cloak of Protection do? It's a neck item. Properties of Fortitude +5, of Reflex +5, of Will +5. So +5 to those defense types, and pretty much anyone can use it, I suppose. I'll use it for the main guy simply because I don't know what's gonna happen with the rest. Right. Anything else? Yeah, the initial cave doesn't actually come this far. Could have been a secret door somewhere there. Someone else has been here. We should move.
See if they left anything useful behind.
Hammer and chisel. Simple iron hammer and chisel, useful for chipping away at hard surfaces, particularly ones that display structural weakness. Camping supplies too. Maze. Yeah, just take it all. You've discovered some camping supplies. You can use these to rest in the wilderness or dungeons, fully restoring all of your character's abilities and health. Easy difficulty allows you to carry more camping supplies, but hard restricts them severely. If you fully run out of camping supplies, try to find an inn. Most have cheap rooms available. Small shield and a torch. Right, nothing too special here. We could rest. I don't think so. I mainly would like to rest because my mage has no spells at the moment. If we get into something serious, I can't really do much about it. And I sort of think we should probably rest anyway. Camping allows your party members to restore lost health and receive a camping bonus. Camping will consume a camping supply. We can have 4 camping supplies at the same time. Ooh, damage reduction bonus for her. For health multiplier. Take the damage reduction. The others are too useless to even get anything out of it. Right. We have 2 spells we can cast again. Right, so we're basically saving those for serious fights. There might be something here, but I'm not too concerned. We took a decent look in all of the places. We found our first little secret. You can call it that. Ooh, we have additional quests. Across a section of tiles marked with particular symbols. Wonder. Yeah, these are marked with those symbols. Maybe I should have looked them up and they would have been passable after that. There are markings here, but I think it's too late for any of that. Unless...
How can I help?
Can't exactly use my characters for anything either. Yeah, maybe there's some reason for them. I think it might have been just that an alternative way to bypass the situation. Ooh, maybe some kind of a larger encounter. Well, we're certainly prepared for this. Older robed man. 4 figures stand before an otherworldly apparatus, an ancient structure of chiseled adra and metallic veins, ominous and looming like a silent observer. Standing motionless in their midst is what appears to be a human body, colorless as stone or ash. The other figures gaze upon it in what might be contemplation. From your vantage point, you are well obscured from their view. The figure closest to the machine stands out among them. A thick grey beard frames a face otherwise hidden beneath a metallic mask. His faded robes are embroidered with a runic language unlike anything you have ever seen, and he wears a strange black headdress with 2 protrusions that jut out like the wings of some malevolent creature.
Oathbinder, bear witness, and see this man has kept his word true to his last breath, full to his blood's last drop. Guide his soul, queen that was, and regard it among your favored. Let his life by the key be his confession. Let his death by the key be his absolution. May he walk the world ever free of the crushing weight of the book. Your brother has done his part, and you have seen the power of his contribution. I will accept no further hesitation from the rest of you. In the sight of the queen that was, will you fulfill the oath? Will you take your place beside your brother in the endless esteem of her memory that is without flaw? Step forth, and be assured of the great worth of your life's course.
For an instant, the apparatus goes quiet and the air is still. Then, all at once, it erupts with a concussive surge. Light floods your vision, and you are knocked to the ground. Your head snaps back as you land, and pain wells into the back of your skull, washing your last thoughts away into the black unconscious void. You open your eyes to a different place, another time. You stand in a circular room, grand and domed, its walls lined with adra and trimmed with copper. The style is ancient, but the chamber is unweathered. At the far end, a great pillar of adra pierces the floor from below, its shimmering texture giving the illusion of boundless depth. Encircling the pillar is an apparatus much like the one you have just seen, but immense and multifaceted and intertwined. Your thoughts are yours and not yours, and they seem to exist before you think them, and they are all questions. Pressing questions, troubling questions, questions that must be answered, or at the base of the pillar now, you see a man with a thick grey beard in ceremonial robe, crowned with a strange ornamental headdress. You know this man. You are walking toward him now at a pace that is hurried while trying not to appear so. You have something you want to ask him. One question above all, and the question spins madly in your mind. You awaken to find your malaise has broken, only to be replaced with something far more concerning. Faint whispers are audible at the edge of your hearing, like a ringing in your ears that does not subside. Movement flits through your periphery, but when you turn to look, you can see no sign of whatever it was. You find your gaze regularly darting this way and that, an involuntary paranoid tick. If this is a sickness, it may be dangerous to go without treatment for long. The figures at the machine stand frozen in place, flesh and blood replaced by cinders and ash. The man who left them is nowhere to be seen. One of your characters has become fatigued. Fatigue represents the physical and psychological wear and tear of demanding activity on a character. It is most commonly received as an injury when a character is knocked out, but some scripted interactions will also result in a fatigue if they are especially grueling. Theodan and Kalisha lie bloody on the uneven cobbles, their bodies twisted unnaturally in death. Who are alone and far from help. Gilded Veil may be your best hope of receiving treatment before things get worse. Your character has earned enough experience to advance a level. Click the icon on their portrait to level them up. Well, can I put all this in the stash? A plus sign. In the same goddamn plus from Baldur's Gate. Okay. Skills allow your character to perform specialized actions like scouting, detecting traps, picking locks, and reading scrolls. It can also be used to overcome obstacles in conversations and scripted interactions. Skills will advance as your characters gain level, but items and other bonuses can also increase skill. Stealth. Hmm, we saw what stealth can do. Fairly useful, but I'd like to have a character that can actually be good at it. Athletics. Adventuring is tiring work. In addition to the hazards of mortal combat, adventurers have walls to climb, rivers to cross, pits to leap over. Once per encounter, characters with athletics can use the second wind ability to recover lost endurance. A higher athletic score will increases the effect of second wind. In conversations and scripted interactions, athletics is used for physical feats like climbing, swinging, and jumping. Sort of seems like at least a single point in athletics is sensible, simply to get the second win ability. I'll take it. It just seems useful. Uh, Second win, 25 endurance restored once per combat. Why wouldn't you take this? This is like more than half my endurance. Okay, survival. Allows character to choose from a variety of long-term bonuses each time they camp. So, I don't know. Also used in conversations. Wilderness challenges, specialized information about nature. Mechanics. Easier to open locks, find and disable traps. Any character can use the mechanic skill to place traps of their own. The higher the mechanic skill, the more accurate the trap. In conversations and scripted interactions, mechanics can be used to activate or disable a variety of machines. Um, Lore represents characters' accumulated miscellaneous knowledge and trivia, often of occult or esoteric topics. Outside of conversations and scripted interactions, lore is used to activate scrolls. High lore values. You can use level 2 scrolls. We're gonna take more lore. Maybe we should take at least a little bit of mechanics too. Just to be able to use machines. Same time, more lore. Can use level 3 scrolls. More athletics might not be a bad idea. So it seems to be a great system in getting low-level skills in everything. Maybe more athletics. Because if I am sort of an adventurer or a traveler, it makes sense that I have at least some knowledge in climbing, swimming, and jumping, and that sort of thing. So basic athleticism, right? Unused points will carry to the next level. Right. I'm not gonna take all that much athletics. Lore is definitely the main focus. Spells. You can take one extra level 1 spell. What do we want? Extra accuracy. No. Wizard's Double plus 40 deflection until hit or critically hit. foe area of effect. Does damage, piercing damage, and hobbles them. Gets their dexterity and movement reduced. Reflex reduced. Parasitic staff. Gives me endurance with every hit. So life draining staff. Could be a great survival thing. I'd like to focus on offensive capabilities. Ghost Blaze, foe area of effects. It's actually a cone, but doesn't affect friendlies. Hmm. Jolting Touch, this would jump from foe. You target a single guy and then it jumps to nearby enemies. But there's the fundamental problem that I'd have to go close to targets, and that's no good. Freeze damage. We can freeze things we touch. Minor missiles. Crush and corrode damage. What is corrode? Well, it would at least do a different damage type. 3 projectiles. But again against deflection. They all sort of suck. We could blind and freeze targets with this, but it affects our own guys too. Has a save versus fortitude. Don't think we have save versus fortitude at the moment. It's all reflex or deflection. Right, so that would be again something different. Calls a blindingly white icy fog into existence, inflicting blindness and freeze damage over time to any in the area of effect. Range 10 meters. That's not a lot. Area of effect 3.5. Again, not a lot. Duration 20 seconds. So this could be used to block things. I'll take the chill fog. Just because it's something different. This is a good time, I think, for us to try different things, what works against what, so when we get to the actual useful stuff, we have a better idea of what we want. Talents can be used to customize your character beyond your class ability choices. Some talents modify existing abilities, but others add new abilities of their own. A subset of talents are class specific, but most can be taken by characters of any class. Utility, defensive, offensive class. Probably should start with the class. Weapon focuses, peasant. Hatchet, spear, quarterstaff, hunting bow, unarmed. Definitely not taking that. Plus 5 damage reduction versus fire. Plus 40% health over 12.2 seconds. So we could basically heal health between rests. This, you can use it on your health, yourself, I think. This is something that you can use on a friendly target. Okay. Arcane Veil. Conjures a protective shield of magic, dramatically boosting the wizard's deflection. Plus 50 deflection for 13.5 seconds. 2 per rest cycle. Instant. Grimoire Slam. Allows the wizard to smash an enemy with a grimoire energized with spiritual energy. causing large damage and knocking the target back. Shouldn't it be high damage? A decent amount of crush damage pushes the enemy back. 1 per encounter. Okay. Blast. Generates a blast on the target that when using wand, rod, or scepter, doing a modest amount of damage to all enemies in a small area around the target. How often? It's a passive ability. So I'm currently using a rod or a wand, whatever it is, and I think that's the range attack I do with normal attacks. This would basically add an area of effects to that, and it only affects enemies. So extra damage, crushing damage, 5 damage to resistant bypass. Accuracy versus reflex saving throw. So extra damage to your basic attack. Ability to just once per fight to push back an enemy target. Or twice per rest cycle plus 50 deflection. It's an instant ability. Probably you could save your ass in a tough spot. But we sort of have this on a first level spell anyway, so is it sensible to take it as a class talent? I'm sort of interested in the Grimoire Slam, but it's if someone comes after us, we can sort of do significant damage to it and knock it back for a while. Blast, on the other hand, would aid us constantly in a lot of things we do. Because there's no way we can rely on the spells to handle things, we have to use this. So I'll take the blast. Did I actually choose something? Take the blast. It's something that would aid what we are doing currently. After leveling a character up, you may want to review their statistics. Open their character sheet to see their attribute, skills, abilities. Sure. Got an extra casting on our first level spells. Right. Right. Durcat. Not a good sign. Hallucinations. Saint Guren's horn. There's some kind of ingredient. Vessel flesh. Right. Probably escape to there, someone. Well, I'm gonna take a closer look at the pillar first. This massive structure is formed of stone, adra, and copper, and covered in strange glyphs. The air around it vibrates with an unusual energy. Well, doesn't seem like there's a lot we can do here. Wood. It'll take you 6 hours to complete your journey from Cilant Lis to Balewood. Not like we have a lot of choice at this point. At least we escaped the ruins. I'm guessing that's
Shall we
more or
get
less
some
a
shut-eye?
tutorial. Have a little bit of a tutorial support in the form of the 2 temporary NPCs and allow you to deal with the combat through the fighter, get used to the sneaking routine. Right. I think I'll leave things here.